everybody was like, oh my God, I'm pissing out of my balls. This is so amazing. And Mary looked at them and said, really? Are you cereal? Oh. And Percy said to Mary, you have got to write this down and sell it. And she goes, what? 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 What?
How did you find the story? This whole thing about that, you know, Lord Byron, Mary Shelley, Percy Shelley out in
we have a research team. Like we have a history show that has a comedy premise. You know what I mean? Like, so we have real researchers that work really hard at finding these stories. I knew very little of this story, but I knew I wanted to hear Rich Fulcher tell it to me. And then we also shot on film. All the black and white stuff is 35 millimeter, which we've never shot on film, so it's cool to do a TV show on film. It also we're almost finished that season. It takes us 80 weeks to make a season. So yeah. It's a Frankenstein of its own.
But when we shoot, this whole episode, the whole 22 minutes was shot in 3 days. And usually it's one story, one day. But this was all shot in a apartment in Pasadena in the lobby with people
Castle
walking.
Green, it's an amazing place.
People are walking in and out with their dogs, and we're shooting this thing in the lobby.
And also Jeremy and I both direct the show, and for when we were shooting Will and Seth, I was shooting with them in the basement, and then Jeremy's shooting an Oprah story upstairs and a Mae Jemison story upstairs.
Yeah, there's people floating around in space, and it was just a really crazy time that we had to do. But we're scrappy, you know, we have to get it done.
How does a season begin? Does your researcher pitch you, oh, here's some interesting eras, or do you say hey, I think I want to do Silicon Valley in the 80s?
Right.
How does it?
I mean, it seems broad a statement to say, but the overall goal is that we find stories that we weren't taught in school. This is a really fun episode that I didn't know that much about, and my goal is also to make you laugh. You know, as much as I like history, I got to make you laugh if you're going to keep watching the show, right? But we ask the researchers to find the stories that were swept under the rug, whether for sex or race, for whatever reason we didn't learn about this in school. Let's do it on our history show. I mean, everyone in this cast, Elijah Wood, Evan Rachel Wood, and Will Ferrell, being able to get those people to say yes to a low-budget show that has the hardest working people in show business. This is, no offense, Comedy Central is a cable, low-budget production, and people are coming to make this little show become being able to be played in here. It's astounding that anyone would say yes to this. But it's a blessing, and we're so thankful for it, you know. But, you know, being able to show, Evan Rachel Wood is hilarious. She is phenomenal. She's the best actress. That scene that you just saw, I was so nervous, oh, man, what's it going to be like? So I wanted to rehearse with her before lunch in front of, just her and the cast. Every single word. She knew every single line. She's phenomenal. I can't say enough great things about Evan Rachel Wood.